Good afternoon, Hyphen here, and I'm back again with another video. Hope you've enjoyed my first couple, because I'm going to really try and keep going. So today we're going to be doing a slightly different video. Won't be as funny, if the other ones were even funny. So I'm just going to talk about the problem with being a musician in 2025. It's a bit vague, a bit broad, but I would say just some of the things that came to mind when I asked myself this question, even though it's not a question, but you get what I'm saying. So there's probably more, but these are the kind of first ones that came to mind when, I had a bit of a stream of consciousness. So I think I'm just going to go right in and talk to you about how I feel and my perspective. So as someone that doesn't have anybody in my family working in the entertainment industry, in the music industry at all, it's very hard to get your foot in the door. And we're told, yeah, you should go network, because in reality, it's still a very who you know situation. And I get there's a number of different reasons why this is the case. But they say, yeah, you should go out and network and build these relationships. But I feel like any sort of networking I do, isn't going to be stronger than, my dad's brother's mum runs Why Not Festival, for example. I don't know if that's how anyone got a slot. But yeah, I feel like that can be a bit disheartening and sort of like make you feel a bit hopeless, especially as I'm someone, and there's so many other people I've spoken to that applies for hundreds and hundreds of opportunities and most of the time doesn't even get a reply. I've got a story about this. I was at a friend's wedding and someone said to me, if you're watching this, no shade, this is just an example of how it is. They said to me, me and my band are doing our final gig. We've not really been gigging that much, but we're going to do one more gig together. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, mate. Nice one. He goes, oh yeah, it's at Kendall Calling. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, I've applied to that festival and others like that for many years. Like, how did you get it? Like, how did it go down? Because I know they're a similar sort of level to me, just sort of like not known and just trying to get gigs. And they went, oh yeah, my friend works at the festival and he just said he could get me on. And I was like, cool. And that's essentially what my view of it is. That's very frustrating. Probably could talk about this for longer than I want you to have to endure it. So I guess that's number one. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And if your mate works for a festival, they can probably do something. I mean, this one could be an obvious one, but there is a lot of work to do. So if you're trying to, let's not say make it, because I don't think I'm trying to make it, because I think that's connotations of being like this famous band. But for me, I just want to get to a stage where I've got a fan base of an okay-ish size that can try and help even just cover the costs of being a musician, not even making profit. And I think that I'd be very happy with that. You've got so many different hats to wear, from booking gigs, writing songs, recording them, content, planning releases, planning videos, all these sort of things that you kind of need to be doing to try and get yourself out there. And then the cost of this as well is a lot. And being an independent artist, yes, I play with a band. I'm very lucky to have talented musician friends that basically play for me for free unless I get paid for the gig. Then there's no spreading of the work to anyone, if that makes sense. So if you're in a traditional band, at least you can split it up 4 ways. But I mean, from my experience and what I've heard, there's always normally one person in the band doing most of the work anyway. But there's just a lot to do. And doing that besides trying to earn money to pay your bills, not to mention the cost of living crisis again, but yeah, it's hard. So yeah, that's number 2. There's a lot to do and it's costly, time and money-wise. I realised I just covered my third point about costs. So yeah, essentially there's a lot of things to pay for and they're only getting more expensive. The cost of living is rising and being a solo artist is footing the bill for everything. But I do also appreciate that I'm in a quite privileged position to even have any extra money to be able to, pay for just recording alone. Like it costs hundreds of pounds at least to record one song. And I know some people literally can't do that. So I'm obviously very grateful for that I'm even able to consider it. But it is still, there comes a time where well, maybe I can't record a song for 6 months because I need to save up the money. Okay, number 3. This links to number 1, applying to festivals. I've applied to so many festivals and applied to play sort of things, and I'm starting to think nobody is opening them. I feel like the smaller festivals, yes, but when you get a major festival that have applied to play, I feel like some of them definitely is just there for vanity, to make it seem like we're a festival that's open to small bands, but I feel like they've got most of the lineup sorted before they even receive any look at those emails, even if they do. I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I'm fine to be wrong, but this is just my instinct. It could be a bit of bitterness or sadness on my part that I don't get any replies. But I just feel like it doesn't make sense that they would need to. You know, certain festivals of a certain size would even have an apply to play. But is it just for their reputation? What do you think? I'd like to know your thoughts on this, because that's where not where I stand on it, 'cause it's not firm, but that's just what I'm feeling about the situation. So yeah, that was technically number 4, apply to play stuff. There's one other suspicion I have, which is in a similar vein. There's a lot of bands I've seen doing like a call out for support slots, like tag bands you want to support us in X city, blah blah blah, tell us why. And it kind of blows up, because obviously not only will the supporters of, like, say, people like me be commenting on it, I'll be commenting on it and trying to get as many as possible, and obviously only boosts their profile. And obviously in some cases it is true, they are looking for some, and I was messaged once by the Manatees to support them, so thanks for that, guys. I commented on your TikTok. I had fractured my collarbone about 2 days before, and I was in too much pain to do it, so I was really gutted. But Manatees, if you see this, I would want to gig with you again. But yeah, my suspicion is sometimes they see, you know, some people might see the success of these posts and be like, wow, like, your reels are getting like 5,000 views, and then you do this one, it gets like 50k. Is it just worth doing anyway, even though we've got someone in mind? Is it worth doing to get the engagement? I don't know. Again, could be wrong, just a suspicion. Sorry, the lighting's changing because I've got the blind up, but you know, that's life. Okay, so I think this is number 5. Comparison. Comparison has always been a theft of joy. That's what they say, isn't it? That's not my saying, and I do agree. Doesn't ring more true than in the modern day music industry, because there's so many metrics that you can compare yourself to. You've got Instagram followers, Spotify streams. Obviously, same with Apple and stuff, but I feel like Spotify's the main one. Like, someone has a video pop off, and you're like, why can't that happen with my song? Why isn't it happening with my song? Too many chances and situations to be able to compare, and it's really hard to not get to you. And for someone that probably wouldn't use social media that much if they weren't doing music, it's still, because you're on it, using it as a tool, you get sucked into using it as a normal user. And then with that, your feed's mainly going to be other musicians or people telling you what you need to do to get more streams or get more fans. And there's so many people with ideas telling you what you should do and you'll get this, and it is very overwhelming. So I guess that one is like comparison and being on social media too much and getting a lot of like social media and music gurus telling you the right thing to do, and also seeing, say, a band that might even look smaller than you, let's say smaller with their commas, getting a support slot with a band that you've like always wanted to play with, and you're like, how the hell have they got that? Probably links back to number 1 in this list. But that all being considered, it's not all that bad. And I recently did a DIY show in Manchester, and having loads of my friends and friends of friends and supporters there, we had like 100 people, I think. That to me is the best thing about music for me. Playing my own songs to people that support me. And I know that room was full of like pretty much everyone I knew, which in a way is even more special because they're there to support me do my dream. That is the best thing and the best feeling, and I guess that's why I'm looking for festivals and support slots, etc. Because not only will that obviously push on my project and expose me to more people. That sounds weird, but expose me to more people that might like my music. It's also that feeling of being up there sharing my songs with an audience that will probably want to receive it. But I genuinely feel that I get a feeling of that when I do my own shows, and I just get as many. I try and do one a year, get as many of my friends and everyone's connections to come. And just have a great night, and that feeling there, when I'm on stage, I'm not thinking about you know, my Spotify numbers and how it's going to affect my reputation, and will I be able to use this gig to get more gigs. It's not about that. What's annoying is it does then turn into that at some point when you're back into normal life for a bit and you're back on the grind trying to find gigs and stuff. Yeah, but to end on a happy note, that's what I wanted to say. It's not all that bad. I love playing my songs live, and I'm very lucky that I've got people that want to come and watch me do these gigs. So I think I'll leave it there for today. I've probably got so much more I could say. Let me know if you found it interesting, and put some, I don't know, some of those rock emojis in the chat for my wrist, hoping it gets better. Thank you very much. Like and comment and subscribe if you've enjoyed it, and also I'm open to knowing what you might want to see me put on this YouTube channel, because I'm going to try and be as consistent as I possibly can. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again another time. Thank you.
You're misplaced, you're nowhere to be found.